Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the world's most beautiful melodies. We did 31 of these videos. Actually, it's like 33 things in the playlist because we talk about some other stuff, but I think there are 31 actual numbered examples. Of course, there are hundreds of the world's most beautiful melodies. I would love to play them all for you. This, by popular demand, some of you asked that I revive this series. I mean, it was never dead. I just hadn't gotten around to doing more. And so I'm happy to be bringing it back for this. Oh my God, is this a gorgeous thing? It's the Brahms Sextet No. 2 in G major, the G major sextet, opus 36, which is absolutely full of the world's most beautiful melodies. Actually, it has many of them. And I've talked about this piece very extensively. If you go to my playlist, How to Listen to Great Music, there is a 4-part video that really takes this piece apart. And it's worth doing because it's not only, formally amazing, but it's one of the great chamber works, and it's just a delicious thing to listen to and analyze and get into and in depth. But it contains, I think, one of the most beautiful tunes Brahms ever wrote, and it's not where you might expect. One of the problems with doing the world's most beautiful melodies in large works, big 4-movement works, is that, the tune can be anywhere. And here, it's the second subject of the first movement. Yes, it isn't like the obvious opening tune. It's not the big lyrical tune of the slow movement. The slow movement is actually a very emotionally ambiguous and disturbing theme and variations that's quite probing and harmonically sophisticated. But if you want just the tune, I mean a tune, the most glorious tune in the world, it's the second subject of the first movement, sung out by the first cello with a beautiful accompaniment of everybody else surrounding it. And it just gushes. I mean, it's so beautiful. And it rises to this epic climax that's incredibly satisfying before sinking back down into the sort of oscillation with which the entire sextet begins. But listen, why am I describing it to you when we can be listening to it? Because that's what we're going to do. We have here on Naxos the Stuttgart soloists playing it very beautifully. Here it is, one of the most beautiful melodies in the world's most beautiful melodies, the second theme, second subject of the first movement of the Brahms second sextet. I know. That's why nobody knows about it. Just saying it makes you tired, right? But the music doesn't. Here, listen to this. Now, doesn't that just get your pulse racing? I mean, it's absolutely heavenly. And I remember very vividly the first time I really heard this. I always loved the Brahms sextets. But, chamber music, as I've said many times, if you know somebody who plays chamber music, go there. do something, because I have a friend, she's a cellist, she's a Brahms scholar. She has a wonderful soiree around Christmas time every year where she invites friends to her living room, which is an apartment in New York City, which is like tiny, and everybody crams into a tiny living room, and they play these things. And to sit next to someone while they're doing it and just sort of looking over their shoulder and following the music. Or she also has a grand piano and a harpsichord in there with all the other people. We did the Brahms quintet at one point, the F minor quintet, and I got to turn pages. I mean, I'll just sit there. I'll do whatever they ask me to do as long as I get to listen. There is nothing like being in the middle of a piece of chamber music, because it doesn't sound chambery at all. It's thrilling. It just resonates. It runs through your body. It's amazing. And maybe you'll get a sense of that listening to this tune, because when this thing comes soaring in, you just feel like you're in another world. It's incredible. Without a doubt, one of the world's most beautiful melodies. No question about it. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.